JJ's cryptic corner where the coins keep turning. Log in now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow. Crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Saturday, or as I said earlier, Monday and Saturday. It's been approximately like 25 minutes since I got off, but we got to do our daily live stream. Earlier was an emergency live stream. It's different. What's going on? Lunar Entity, T-Shoe, Dixie, Greg, Cashoke. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Bitcoin currently trading at $78,930.05. Guys, we are so back. Number go up. Bottom is in. It's go time. Let's see. Bitcoin dominance 59.71. Rejecting hard. This is what TechDev said was going to happen. So let's see if his wishes and dreams come to fruition. MicroStrategy still doing its thing. Silver and gold quiet. Not too much going on here. I don't know if these trade on the weekend. I don't think they do. Total 3 down 4.77. Getting a nice bounce here. We are up 1.63% on this current candle. We do have, coming in approximately 20 minutes, the daily close contest and the monthly close for the month of January. Tisha said bottom is in. Bottom is in. We're so back. I said what I said. I did not say the time frame, though. If we do one of these, then this will have been a short bull market. If you miss out on that, that's on you. Time is subjective. It's also relative. Current candle is up 1.59%. Current day is down 6.24% on Bitcoin. It's not looking too great. Not looking too hot. This is usually what happens, though. We get a little, the bottom kind of falls out from us. The rug gets pulled, if you will. Greg said, ahoy, JJ and Cryptic Crew. Lunar Entity said we have a gap down from 84K on CME if price doesn't turn around before Sunday's open. Cashoke said, what up? Caught a nice little cup and handle on Litecoin 5 minute. Very nice. G Immortal said today is painful. I concur, Mr. Immortal. Greg said it's a full snow moon on February 1st. Will February have a blue moon? I do thoroughly enjoy consuming blue moon. That is my favorite alcoholic beverage besides straight up Budweiser. Light beer's okay. I like my red can. I'm not a big beer drinker anyways. I said that like I drink beer. I really don't. If I do, I'll have like one beer per year. That's very rare. I get a headache. I don't know, something's wrong with my brain. Tom Salks Goat said, and we're back for stream number 2. This is technically stream number 1. Earlier was stream number A. That was the emergency live stream. Bitcoin 78.9. Tisha said bottom is in, do tell. All right. ETH down 9.49% on the day. This candle will conclude the entire month of January. And as of right now, January is down 10.02% on Bitcoin. Gosh, these charts are so messy. This chart was supposed to stay clean. I guess we don't have too much on here. It's just people's price predictions, but still. We are currently, like I said, down 10%. 9.84% if you go on Coinbase. Closing below 80K. Not the end of the world. I'm still fully on board for 70. When you zoom out and you look at the monthly, it looks like we should go lower, which is a little bit frightening. I don't know how much lower. Like I said, I like 70K. I would not be surprised to see 65 though, as that little fake out, and we talked about that. Let me go to the daily again really quick and turn my drawings back on and get Bitcoin USD on index, I think. Yeah. So we lost this little trend line, which kind of stinks, but bear flags play out to the downside sometimes. Unfortunately, this was one of those times. Looking at our previous all-time high-ish of around 69.70K. Oh, actually, that's 69.11 is our previous all-time high. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us touch that. And we talked about way back here on Bitcoin. So this is 2017 bull run, or I guess 2019, whatever you want to call it. 2017 bull run top right there. That is at approximately $20,000 right there. $20,000 over here is right here. $20,000. So we did bottom out there. What I want to point out is there was I'm going to call it a fake out at the downside right here. We got down all the way down to 16K, and I remember this literally during this time right here in the chart. I was driving home from work because way up here, my mom had asked me, how do I buy some Bitcoin? I said, you don't. You need to wait. And then right here at, I believe it was 17,000 something, and I called my mom on my way home from work, and I went to voicemail. I said, you asked me when to tell you to buy crypto. Now's the time. She didn't call me back. She ghosted me. And then it went up to 20K. And I texted her. I said, Bitcoin's 20K. And then it went up to 30K. I texted her. I said, Bitcoin's at 30K. It went up to 35, 40. Every single milestone I texted her and I said, Bitcoin's going up. And then it eventually got to 100. And she had the last laugh. I said, Bitcoin's at 100K. And she goes, your Bitcoin? And I was like, no. It was pretty funny. Tisha said, crypto predictions, Ben and Jordan. Check. JJ, stop. I feel like I've been pretty spot on. Mine's more of a I throw shit at the wall kind of situation. John said, JJ, I ain't selling. Hell yeah, John. JY's Adventure said, Tisha, the bottom is never in. Tom Sellerscoat said, yep, I read that already. Oh, you know what? I need to make sure I don't miss I turned off my alarm. Whoopsie. There we go. 4 minutes, okay. Greg said, hey, Mom, buy Bitcoin when it hits 73,700 and go long. Lunar Entity said, we still have to see the major stock indices process the Kevin Walsh appointment. Should be interesting on Monday. I agree. It's Kwame said, we back, JJ? I mean, I never went anywhere. I'm back for the stream, absolutely. John said, JJ, I am holding till 2028. I like that. I like a time-based plan, John. Tyven Jolt is going bold, is going to bond on Snake Fund. I can't read. I apologize. Okay. Very cool. So yeah, Bitcoin, taking a big fat dookie. 78,612. If any of you guys are new and you just joined the channel within the last 10 days, we are about to do the daily close contest coming up in approximately 4 minutes. I'm going to explain the rules. We're going to switch over to the Bitcoin 1 minute chart. And then it's the Binance USDT chart. It is very important that you go to the Binance USDT chart from 6:50 p.m. EST to 6:55 p.m. EST, that 5-minute window. You guys will have a chance to guess in the chat what you think the daily close price for Bitcoin is going to be. The daily close is at approximately 7 p.m. EST. If you guys guess the daily close price, all 7 digits, you win $300. If you guess only the first 5, you win $20. If you don't get any of them, but you are closest without going over, you win a fun picture, and you get your name put on a list. And whoever wins the most at the end of the year gets a prize as well. Last year's winner was Mr. Tyler Yetzer. He received recently in the mail a engraving kit, a Bitcoin seed phrase engraving kit for like a metal card, and that was his prize for winning the most cumulative wins for 2025. So it's a fun time. It's completely free for you guys. All I ask is that you guys smash the like button, subscribe, and spread the word. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before April for my birthday. Lunar Entity said, did the prize pool for all 7 digits increase? Seems like it used to be 100. It did used to be 100. Tyler and Mr. Robbers contributed $100, even though Mr. Robbers' $100 was Canadian, so it was only like 70. But yeah, they contributed to increase the max prize pool. Mr. John is guessing early. Yeah, you guys cannot start guessing until I say go in the chat, and then I will tell you when time's up in the chat as well. But that's about to start. Let me go back down to the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, Bitcoin's chilling. We are at $78,727.88. We're probably going to close below 80. I don't know if that's going to push it down or what. I got no answers right now. It's getting spicy. Spicy market. Spicy meatball. Dominance. I guess dominance is what I'm really watching. And then Monday, obviously, the ISM PMI print and see what gold and silver does. I would love for... I'm weirdly excited for the stupid gold fractal. I don't know if I've ever pulled a fractal on gold. I'm going to squeeze it down a little bit to make it a little more accurate. I don't know if I've ever pulled a fractal on gold, but I'm really excited now to see if it plays out. Here we go. All right, guys, we got less than 1 minute remaining until the daily close. Tisha said, when do you usually answer what's on the stream title? I said, why the flash crash happened, Bitcoin and silver, and why I'm not selling. I mean, I feel like I go through every single time. You'll just have to stick around to find out. Bitcoin daily candle close. All right, let's see. You guys cannot guess yet. You got 33 seconds remaining until you can start guessing. Again, it is on the Bitcoin Binance USDT chart. Here we go. All right. Let me know if the music gets too loud. I think it's okay still. It's been a while since we've done this. 14 seconds remaining until you guys can begin guessing for the daily close contest. Rules are as described below, or aside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Submit them in the chat. A word of advice. YouTube likes to censor letter numbers for some reason. So putting a letter in between each number basically guarantees that your submission goes through. Sometimes, I don't know, YouTube thinks it's a phone number or something. Someone, I don't know, I guess you can scam people by being like, call me, and sending them your number. Who knows? Tisha said, I know, I think it's after you go through all the charts, methinks. I think it's usually during the news segment. And within all the chart reading, I go through all the random text that I have typed in there, which is usually my nonsensical rants about why I'm not selling. All my copium. 88 Metal Mania said, good luck, fellas. You're not participating, my friend? Bitcoin currently trading at $78,797.53. We have a bunch of people with 1 win for the year. Last time we did this was January 19th. Thank you, Daylight Savings Time. Thank you, George Bush. It's supposed to be a daily thing. Bitcoin, 78,815 and 39 cents. Interesting. Are we going to get a double bottom right here? I'm kind of liking this pattern on the 1 minute time frame. We got 15 people watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Let me do a poll in the chat while you guys are hopefully submitting your guesses for the daily close contest. What price do you think Bitcoin is going to close at today for the daily and technically monthly close? Keep in mind, you guys only got a 5-minute window. 6:55 p.m. EST is the hard close. And there is a delay on YouTube, so it's up to you to maintain atomic time. Let's see. Ooh, we're getting a little pumpy here. Interesting. I like that. All right. Do we have any guesses yet? We do not. Tom Salkscott said, I was told we were getting a year-round daylight savings. I'll vote for whomever actually gives it to me. These lying politicians. Yeah, that seems to be a point of contention every single time, and nobody does it. It's the weirdest thing. They say, yes, I'm going to do all of these things to target as many voters as possible, and then they just forget about all the other stuff. Stuff that would actually change your day-to-day life. $78,892.09 on Bitcoin. Any guesses at all for the daily close contest? I think I'm on. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, I gotta switch to live chat over here as well. Okay. We got 17 people watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. I do have a exclusive video that I am planning on showing you guys at 1,325 subscribers. So if we can get 9 more subscribers, then you guys will see a really fun video. Lunar Entity said, I promise every American a Krabby Patty. I promise every American 10 million. I'm not going to say what. I'm just going to say 10 million. And that is my campaign. I do actually want to get involved in local politics, which I think is kind of crazy. Are we actually going to get 0 submissions for the daily close contest? Because that's kind of fucked up. $78,885.06. Turn a little red here. 78,877. Are we going to reject right here? We got our previous support. Turned resistance, maybe? That'd be interesting. 78,890. This is the monthly close for January as well. John coming in with a guess. Let's see. $107,485. Bitcoin $78,847.52. You guys have 30 seconds left. 78,808. 78,831. Okay, G Immortal's coming out, I guess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for participating. We got 2 entries out of 16 people watching. Damn, was not expecting that. Okay, maybe we'll get rid of the daily close contest. We got 78,791.98 cents. Okay, let's get these bad boys on the board. Mr. John coming in with. I'm gonna just put John right here. John's going right there. Represents 107,485. And then we've got 78,791.98 cents. 78,791.98. Yep. G Immortal. All right. Mine was Canadian guess. I don't know what that means. You gotta. It's Binance USDT. That's the chart, my friend. Lunar Entity said, I tried to submit, but YouTube crushed my dreams. Good luck, boys. $78,791.98 for G Immortal. Current Bitcoin price $78,710.54. I do like that guess, and it is closest without going over. So as of right now, we're looking at no winners, but we will see. Anything can happen. Bitcoin gets a little spicy sometimes. Just before the daily close. You guys got music? Music's playing, right? Let's see. The last winner was Mr. John Tujo. He is not on the list. Interesting. I gotta update the list apparently. Dang. Mr. Dixie said bye till we bought him. $78,767. Gotta go, bro. Smash the like. Appreciate you, Dixie. 78,783.76. Getting awfully close to Mr. G Immortal's guess. Oh my gosh. Where did that wick out? 78,793.10. Whoa. That's close. Is this going to be a spicy? Tom Selescote said, JJ, can I convert that exchange rate? No, I do not. It is the Binance USDT chart. Binance USDT chart. I have no conversion rate, my friend. It is up to you. Dixie said 69K. Very nice. 78,764.01. We've got 2 minutes 41 seconds remaining on the clock. G Immortal might have it here. Those wicks are really touching his guess right there. 78,790.93 cents. Ooh, here we go. 78,799.99. I like that. What do we got? 2 minutes, 1 minute, 23 seconds remaining. Is that true? Nope, I made that up. 2 minutes, 18 seconds remaining. gonna be a close one. Looks like the volatility's back on the menu. Dude, I'm so excited. Tom Selsko said, but I want JJ math. You get it every time I try to say a number. 78,774. A lot of sevens, man. Jeez. Oh my gosh, look at how close this is. Oh, dang. Okay, we've got 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining on the clock. Optimal Orlando said Jordan was right. Peter Schiff was right. Did Jordan not say that we were going to go right back up, though? I guess that's what I'm confused about. There's a very crucial part of Jordan's thesis missing. And that's like the revisit to 100K. Am I wrong? Yeah. He said we were going to get a relief rally. There was no relief rally. Am I on drugs? $78, $716, $42. We got 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining on the clock. All right. I think Ben Cowan right now is the closest. A cruel Jordan's thesis. 78, 704, 97. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. We have less than 1 minute remaining on the clock. Bitcoin getting a little dumpy here. We got a rejection seemingly off of G Immortal's guess. Is G Immortal Satoshi dumping the price? Only time will tell. $78,662.83. Tom Selleck Scout said, yes, you are on drugs regardless of what Jordan did or didn't say. Oh, that's fair. $78,704.96. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Is this going to be our first $300 winner? That would be a monumentous occasion. I would liquidate the rest of my portfolio to pay him. I'm just kidding. 13 seconds remaining. Holy shit, it's getting close. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, so close. Son of a bitch. That would have been so good, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, there is no winner today. It is closest without going over G Immortal's yes. $78,791.98. Bitcoin daily and monthly close, $78,741.09. 78,741.09. 78. What did I say? 741.09. I got way too hyped up for that. Damn. Okay. Congratulations, nobody, on your victory. Right. Dude, that would have been so good. That would have been so good. All right. Thank you for participating, ladies and gentlemen. Let's transition back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right. Greg said, I was at 78,350. What the F? I don't see you in here, Greg. We didn't get, let me see, just so I can show you. Here, right here. I said daily close contest. We got no Greg. No Greg the whole time. And this is just so you know on live chat. And then time's up. That's what I mean when I say put letters in between your numbers. Because YouTube for some reason filters it out. I don't know why. YouTube's on crack. They're like, oh, everyone's a scammer. Which, to their defense, everyone kind of is a scammer. All right. Thank you, everyone, for participating. We usually try to do that every single day. Daylight savings kind of ruins it because I have a job. Because crypto, unfortunately, does not provide enough income for me and my family to survive yet. Lunar said, whoa, double JJ. Oh my gosh, did I like double? Did I? I missed it. Okay, let's see. Tom Selleck Scout said you are on drugs regardless. Lunar Entity said, I did not have predictions with that price action. Jordan. Lunar Entity said, it must have been Tyler shorting the daily close. Almost had it. Optimal Orlando said, Bitcoin going to zero. Dan Pena voice. Greg said, I was at 78,350. What the F? 78,350. Yeah, that would have won. That would have won for the day. Christoph said, Bitcoin is weak. Cannot get higher. I like that. Bitcoin is weak. It's like a Bond villain. 88 Metal said good stuff. Yeah, it's a fun time. It's usually a fun time. We got to start doing that with like precious metals and stuff since crypto is actually dying. Lunar Entity said, sorry, Greg, but if YouTube block it, it's invalid for the contest. Unless you are in the Discord, which is timestamped, in which case you would just have to say, hey, my guess is in the Discord. I think Jay Shear normally does that. That's like a sure thing because my Discord is moderated by me and not a bunch of goons at YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Please don't ban my channel. Goons. Goons is such a, like, I feel like that's so rude to say. Greg, is that a man? Dude, there's been so many old Greg references this past week. It's freaking me out. Greg said, that's okay. I'm far from a fan of YouTube. And this is just one more reason. Yeah, their chat's silly, dude. There should be, like, if I wanted to gift you a membership to the channel or whatever, I feel like I should be able to do that, right? But no, if I want to, like, if you can just gift memberships and they're random. And they always pick, like, the people that don't really attend that often because they want those people to attend more often. It's so weird. Their system is broken. They could make so much more money if they just streamlined it. So we are getting a little green candle here. Let's see if it continues. $78,847.13. Thank you, G Immortal and John, for participating. Let's go see if there's new updates to our liquidation heat map. If we don't have to go like a month out. 78 or 79, 825. I don't know where I got 78 from. I told you all I have to do is read numbers. Oh, that's the same level. Shit. JJ doing the Lord's work. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best. I can't wait until there's like people that actually get mad in my chat. I'm kind of excited for that. You guys are all like really sane and nice and stuff. CME gap currently $84,260. I think mid Sunday. Ugoon sounds problematic. Dude, oh my god. Is that a... I'm gonna go buy that domain right now. Ugoon? That's crazy. I feel like you could sell that for so much money. No, I guess maybe it's gonna go out of style in like a month. Oh no, it exists. It's $2,485. Why does it exist? Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Orlando, for your $2 super chat. I thoroughly appreciate you, my friend. Jazz said ADA. Let's go take a look at ADA. Cardano up 0.34 cents. The daily close currently trading at 29 cents. We got a bounce off of... What did we get a bounce off of? 28.5? Not really any particularly important level. We did break 30, which is sad. But I'm liking our odds here of a reversal. We got at least a wick indicative of some serious buying pressure, which is awesome. Big liquidations throughout the entire market today. And a lot of geopolitical situations going on, pushing everything down. ADA had a very big support level here to hold in the 30s, and it just lost that level. So looking for, I don't know, hopefully a bottom. Where's its previous? Is that 24.97, that previous bottom? I think it's thereabouts. No, it is not. Where did it go? We got 21.80 for a wick. All right, so let's put these up. 0.218. What just happened? 0.218. There we go. And then right about here, I'm going to go 24 on that, just to make it easy. 0.24. So we're looking for those for possible bottoming scenarios. As of right now, like I said, 29.45. If we come back up and reject 30, the psychological level of 30, then we'll look at further downside. But for now, hoping for some relief. Just by like Newton's law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Hopefully we get a reaction here. When you don't get a reaction, that's when you got to start to worry. Orlando said, don't spend it all on ADA, JJ. I mean, that would probably buy me like half the supply at this point. Lunar Entity said, someone is already squatting on the domain. That rat bastard. Greg said, JJ, thanks for the sport. To everyone else, proceed with extreme caution on your crypto plays. Dangerous waters, 100%. Absolutely. That's just crypto in general, though. That's investing in general. Silver, 85.31.33, looking good. There was some drama, apparently, in China with, like, some fraud. some gold fraud. Let me see if I can find it. It's in one of my earlier bookmarks, so excuse me for a moment while I doom scroll my own bookmarks here. Shouldn't be too far back. Is this 8 hours ago? Okay, so yeah, I'm on the right track. I'm very close. I can feel it. Right about here. Got it. Okay, ready? We have drama in China. FTX level fraud. Chinese gold platform freezes about $19 billion. Investors locked out. China's Jiwo Rui? I can't read, I'm sorry. I'm Italian. Has frozen around $19 billion in customer assets, blocking withdrawals and metal delivery. The firm offers just 20% compensation. The owner claims he was set up. I guess I'm a little confused at what the hell we're watching here, though. They don't give any context to the footage. They just show people being, like, dragged off. And there's, like, some long tarp. Like, what is going on here? It's very odd. It looks like a mafia hit. They're, like, taking this guy out in a tarp. Am I crazy? This looks weird. They're, like, wrapping him up. This has got to be, like, AI or something. What is happening? They're just kidnapping people, and then they're like, for some reason, gold is involved. It's a weird video, man. Bitcoin is up 0.4%, currently trading at 79.80 and 23 cents. We're getting a little rebound here, a little bit of relief. Orlando said on the weekly, there's liquidity at the 200 EMA, 68K. So I've been looking for 70. And I mean, we're not far off, honestly. 75? 75 is my crypto winter target, if you will. Gourmet changed his to 74.5. My bear market bottom is 70K, which I actually have over here, I think. Yeah. Satoshi follower, actually, random rogue guy just came through one day and was like, this is what's going to happen. And we were at like 100K at the time, so I was like, huh, I think you're crazy, but I'm going to put it on the chart anyways because sometimes I'm retarded. Turns out that is true this time. He said 70K before all-time high above $124,474. And I think that there was some kind of Fibonacci reasoning for that. So he didn't just pull the number out of his butt. So that's two people, which means it's probably going to happen. Bitcoin dominance 59.71. We are getting an attempted rebound towards 60. Orlando said new Fed share. That's what they're saying, induced the sell-off. Yes, he is a historically hawkish individual. Another great post that I read earlier. Let me see if I can pull it up. This one's a really big mouthful, but it is a great post. Highly recommend you guys check it out. Hold on. It's from the bull guy, whose name I never, ever, ever remember. We do have ISM Manufacturers PMI on Monday. That print is on Monday. That's going to be a big one. Bull Theory on X. If you guys have not followed them, go give them a follow. I think they're highly deserving of it. Over $12 trillion was erased from global markets in just 48 hours. But why? You can read through the whole thing. It's very long. We read through it earlier. If you want to go skim through my stream, that would be cool. This was not a demand collapse. This was historic overextension, extreme leverage, crowded positioning, forced liquidations, margin hikes, and sudden policy narrative shift. The sudden policy narrative shift is this. Warsh is not a new name. He served on the Fed during 2008 crisis and had a long record criticizing aggressive quantitative easing, excess liquidity, and prolonged balance sheet expansion. He does not like those things. Markets had been priced for a more extreme outcome. Fast rate cuts plus heavy liquidity injections. Warsh getting nominated signaled rate cuts with balance sheet discipline. Meaning they're not going to turn on the money printer and just start shoving money down the throats of everyone on Wall Street. And that's what everyone was counting on. Fortunately for us, actually, I guess that's unfortunate for us because we were in it to get rich quick. Now that we're disciplined, though, and we've been in it for 5 years without any sort of anything, then we're just chilling. We're waiting. We have to be patient investor peoples. Tishu said, hold on, what do we got? New Fed share. Tishu said, wake up, it's going much lower. Optimal Orlando said, Jordan, is that you? Tishu said, LOL, he just uploaded a video update. Orlando said, I'm using Trader's Reality Indicator. The 501 said, Warsh the Destroyer. Watch him come in and be like, rate cuts and liquidity injection. Everyone's going to be like, what? They're all going to reposition and the market's just going to skyrocket. Oh my gosh, dude. That would be so much fun. That's like peak copium right there, what I just said. Tom Selleck said, something still seems up with Trump Fed pick. Why would he put a hawk when he's been yelling at Powell about being too hawk? It doesn't add up. It's almost like he wants to have somebody he can blame. Maybe. Lunar Entity said, Warsh is a healthy reversal for the average working individual that isn't grasping for dear life in assets. Yeah. Yep. Bitcoin 79, 128.08. Taking a big fat dookie. Maybe it does go much lower, but we'll be positioned for that as well. Maybe we should just open up forever shorts. Midnight is up 1.53%. Man, this thing's just losing support level after support level. There's nothing below that. Honestly. Like, I'm not going to be the guy to tell you to short this now because it's way oversold, but looks like shit. XRP is up 0.67 cents the daily and weekly close. Getting a nice bounce off 157. See what I mean? The arbitrary numbers do come into play. It's very nice, very satisfying when that happens. It's not too often, but it does happen. SWE, a lot of people talking about SWE still. Nice bounce off 110. Held $1. Didn't even get, I mean, it got near $1, but it was a little baby wick. No big deal. See if we can reclaim 125. That'd be cool. Aerodrome getting decimated. Up 1% though. Nice wick going down to 35.42. 38 seems to be a nice support level. Can we extend this? Is that our support level? Ooh, I kind of like that. Oh, dang. What if Arrow just went ballistic? I like saying that. Just makes me feel bullish. that's a like maximum peak cope right there. So what are we thinking for the S&P? S&P and NASDAQ are what I'm most curious about, I think. Because stock market open on Monday. If we get... I want to ask Grok some questions, actually. We do have some news segments to go through, too, as well. Now that the daily close is done. Okay, Lunar Entity, you read that. The 501 said, I don't know how he's going to lower interest rates and quantitative tightening because AI apparently, LOL. That's my whole thing. I think that AI is going to disrupt the jobs market so much that we're not going to know what to do. And Elon's like, universal basic income. Like, what is he talking about? I don't know, dude. He does, like, ketamine and stuff, so that's whatever. Orlando said, yeah, Tom, I don't know much on his pick, but that's interesting, and Market Maker indeed responded. Lunar Entity said, if his pick is indeed a reversal in trend for the Fed, this could end up being the beginning of a lost decade in assets, similar to the period I pointed out from 69 to 80. That would suck so bad, dude. That would suck so freaking bad. I guess I would start a business at that point. We'll switch to like a start a business channel. How to build credit. Oh, man. I guess that's the benefit of me just doing whatever the hell I want with my YouTube channel. I'm not, like, weirdly pivoting from subject to subject. There will be a gameplay uploaded soon. It was a fun time. We played Repo earlier with some folks in the crypto world. So, S&P 69.39. Let's ask Grok. What do you think Monday's ISM PMI is going to come in at? United States. I gotta specify United States, I think. So let's see what Grok says for this. And then the next question I'm going to ask is, how do you think the stock market and crypto market and metal market is going to respond? Dominance still chilling. Bitcoin up 0.72. 79,300. I really want to see this get back above 80 if it's going to have some chance at a bounce, but I guess I would be worried about that stiletto pattern again, man. Every single time. Every single time. I'm not going to sit here, even if we bounce and we get above 80, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, that's it, we're bottom, because obviously there's a chance for us to go down lower. Every time. Every single time. So we'll see if 70K is achieved and if we end up holding it or not. And then the 65K eventually. It'll grind down if we are in bear market bottom territory. It's weird getting here so fast. Is it? Maybe it isn't. Let's go look, actually. How fast did we get here last time? No, actually, it's not. Well, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. So, from the top of this stupid little bear flag that everyone's claiming that we're in, 60% down, that took how long? 70 days? Nope, it's actually longer than that. Hang on. Right there. Let me just freaking zoom in. From the top to the bottom. 60%, it took 77 days. So this, how far down? Oh, we're not down, no, 60% though. I want to measure 60% though. I'm going to go right here from top to bottom. 77 days, right there. 60%. Okay, so we're looking at potential 40K. That's what everyone's calling for. I'm going to probably regret doing that. But what are we down right now? We're down 15, 16, 77. I don't know, potential bottom. April. That'd be kind of cool. I told you guys, April usually sucks. April usually sucks every single time. The 501 said, my crypto is down. My PMs are down big from Friday. My stocks took a hit. Nowhere to hide. That was actually my thumbnail the other day. There's nowhere to hide. Yeah, it's getting pretty spicy out there, man. That's what makes me, you know what? You know where numbers still go up? John said, are we getting some recovery or dead cat? I think we just missed the dead cat. This was your dead cat, apparently. The most anticlimactic. Even, what did this bounce? From candle to candle, we got 30% there. Oops. What did we get here? This is why I think everyone's kind of full of shit. 8.7%. I don't know, man. I don't know. 8.7% is crazy. I think the liquidity's gone, man. I think obviously retail's been gone. Institutions were comfy, and then October 10th happened, and now people are like, screw this. Right here, October 10th was right here. Bitcoin was all set, man. All set. We're good to go. October 10th, boom. I mean, that's not a coincidence. People don't feel safe. They watch that happen, they don't feel safe. The entire cryptocurrency market basically got rug pulled on October 10th. And that's why CZ is doing damage control. They're like, well, at first they were like, a glitch in our system, so we're going to pay $385 million out to the people affected. That was their first admission of guilt. The day that it happened, I'm pretty sure. And then they were like, it wasn't our fault, it wasn't our fault, it wasn't our fault. And then like today or yesterday, whatever, sometime in the past week, they were like, we're going to be buying $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. And then CZ's like, it wasn't our fault. And all the claims that it was our fault is incorrect when there's on-chain evidence that USDE depegged and caused all of the problems. So, I mean, the guy prides himself. I will say, I will credit him with catching Sam Bankman-Fried and calling all of that out, kind of like twisting the knife. That was cool. That was spooky. It was cool. Very gangster. But he fumbled the bag this time, man. I think he's cooked. I think CZ's cooked. I really do. Lunar Entity said, curious to see if this weekly rising channel on the US 10-year plays out. John said, my banker coin play is working out good. Been trading that the past few days. Up big on that one. Nice. The 501 said, my theory on crypto is that they want to drop to make it more affordable for normies to get in. They passed the Clarity Act. Then they pump the hype with instant liquidity. Then they have us debt buyers again. Yeah. That's always been the theory. But then whenever this happens, everyone's like, oh, crypto's a scam. I'm not going anywhere near that shit. And then it bottoms out, explodes the upside, and then they're like, oh man, you're so lucky. Happens the same exact way every single time. Every single time. And what's crazy about this is this whole thing playing out the way that it is right now, banks getting involved and then them crashing the price so that they can buy in low. It's playing out before our eyes. and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest manipulation. This is unprecedented. No one was expecting this when we've been talking about it for like 10 years. Now it's happening and everyone's like, what? Like we were all just joking or something. I don't know. It's kind of silly. Silly to me. All right, news segment. So we talked earlier about the concerns between Jensen Huang, NVIDIA, and OpenAI having a falling out or some kind of discrepancy between their business models or investments or something like that. Jensen dismissed reports of a rift with OpenAI, calling them complete nonsense and confirming NVIDIA will make huge investment. He said NVIDIA doubling down on OpenAI, describing it as one of the most consequential companies of our time and likely largest investments in his history. That's pretty epic. So, Jensen Huang, once again, saving the global bull run. This news got published 3 hours ago. Look at when the market started to reverse. It's not a coincidence. People think the AI bubble is popping. They think that we're bombing Iran. They think that the list that just got released by the FBI is going to be problematic. They think that Kevin Warsh is going to not quantitative ease and he's going to raise interest rates. They think that metals are going to collapse now because it's all fake. Everyone's like, we are at like peak fear right now. There's no doubt in my mind that we are at peak fear. Everyone is panicking. I don't know why. My thesis has always been, if the market gets to the point of like peak panic, where you would want to have bars of gold and silver, there's not going to be anybody to buy that gold and silver. If the world economy collapses and you have to fend for yourself, like out in the woods, you're not going to give a shit about precious metals. You're going to worry about guns and ammo, food and shelter. That's it. So the idea of not investing because the world might end is the silliest like oxymoron I've ever heard of. At that point, you should go all in because you're either going to be out in the woods hunting for deer or filthy rich. Those are your two options. I'm taking that bet. John said it. Okay. Let me read these really quick. 501, you ever read that lunar entity said silver retesting 30 in March 2025? This thing is trash. Silver at all-time highs in January 2026. You got to get in now, man. 150 is coming. Every time, man. Every time. It's a meme. Literally is a meme. Tom Salk's Coat said, I want to thank Eric and Don Jr. for saying Q4 was going to be unbelievable for crypto. I mean, technically, we're in Q1 right now. That shit's funny, though. They're awfully quiet. He's like, Bitcoin USA. He's talking about the mining now. He's fully pivoted. Pretty soon he's going to be like, AI USA. They're going to pivot to artificial intelligence with all their GPUs. The 501 said guns and ammo. I'm long guns and ammo. That's not a bad play. That is not a bad play. Honestly, longing defense is actually kind of genius because it's a perfect hedge against geopolitical unrest. You know what I mean? Lunar Entity said Eric is like Kramer clone. It's uncanny. Yeah, that is pretty epic. What did Kramer say today? He said something about crypto. Kind of pissed me off. The next US ISM manufacturing PMI report is scheduled for release on Monday, February 2nd at 10 a.m. This is widely watched indicator readings above 50 signal expansion, manufacturing sector below 50 contraction. The most recent reading, December 2025, released January 5th, 2026, came at 47.9, a slight downside surprise versus the consensus of 78.3. Prior 78.2 manufacturing, now shown contraction. Data month, blah, blah, blah. The current consensus is 48.4, suggesting analysts expect a modest tick higher, but still firmly in contraction territory. My take, 48.3 to 48.5. The sector has been soft with persistent weakness in new orders and employment subcomponents. And the last report missed on the downside. Broader 2026 outlook from ISM panelists point to eventual improvement, but early year data often remains sluggish, and seasonal adjustment updates applied in January reports can sometimes add noise. A beat above 49 would be a positive surprise. Anything below 48 would reinforce recession concerns in manufacturing. My biggest concern there is that manufacturing is the most likely to be affected employment-wise by robotics, and there have been some serious like robotics advancements in the past month. I'm pretty sure Boston Dynamics literally deployed out like like army of Atlas bots to a Hyundai factory like the day after I started expressing my concerns about that. So Tisha said, I see you haven't mentioned that today is a full moon. Is it? I saw the sun while I was driving the other day and it was really big. That might be the most autistic thing I've ever said in my entire life. Today's a full moon, apparently. Allegedly, according to the moon charts, is that a thing? No, I think I have to pull it up as an indicator. Let's do it because it's fun. Moon cycles. Oh, we have it saved. So, no, that's the wrong one. I'm going to go to moon phases. Moon phases. Bam. Okay. Yeah, full moon is allegedly dumpy. That's supposed to print right here. Maybe I'm on drugs. Is today full moon? Is today a full moon? No, today is not. The moon is currently in waxing gibbous phase, which is 97 to 98% illuminated. The next full moon, full snow moon, Sunday, February 1st. Okay, so technically today is full moon in the charts time. Thanks, Google. Okay, moon phases. Let's get to that out of here. Yeah, allegedly leading into the full moon and like the time around the full moon is supposed to be bearish. I don't know, man. I just read these things. I liked the moon phases for a little while, and then it started to be really wrong. Really, I can't even speak. Really wrong. And then it pissed me off. I was like, F the moon. Just kidding. Bitcoin at 0.44, 79.88. Thompson. Okay, hold on. The 501 said 30,000 layoffs at UPS and they had a record quarter. Yeah, the layoffs are cracking me up too. Honestly, if there's going to be these little robots riding around delivering stuff, I'm kind of going to laugh. I will say though, UPS and FedEx have been, I think it was FedEx. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was FedEx. Very lucrative for me. A FedEx driver backed into my van. No, he did not back in, actually. He pulled in next to it and like side scraped it. And it was like a couple of scrapes on the bumpers and stuff. And the guy tried to lie about it and say that he didn't hit my van. So I reported it and I filed an insurance claim. Third party, by the way, you can do that. You can file an independent insurance claim. And I got a check for $4,000. That was pretty cool. And then most recently, like 6 months ago, some dude backed into the van while it was, both times, my van was parked unoccupied. And these people are just hitting my van like crazy. I do independent claims against their insurance and I get a check. Don't hit parked cars, guys. It's not that hard to not hit a parked car. Look where you're going. Be careful on the roads. People literally don't know how to drive anymore. It's insane. It blows my mind. 501 said, I just found your channel the other day, slowly becoming my favorite live yet. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. Spread the word. Yeah, we went through the layoffs. Let me see if I could find the layoffs because that was really good. That was good data. Ford, I think, laid off like 15,000 people or 20,000, like a ridiculously large amount of people. Gold and silver aren't good. Is silver moving? I don't think silver's trading right now. Am I losing my mind? Lunar Entity said, the trend in most companies is usually the opposite of what you would think. It's near the bottom in stock valuation and price that workers usually experience a positive reversal. Mr. Roberts said, I just got a shot of rubbing alcohol in my eye while cleaning an RC. F, that shit hurts. Yeah. Damn. Mr. Roberts is out doing like the devil's moonshine in his shed. All right, let me see if I can find these layoffs. Can I search my own bookmarks? That'd be nice. Layoffs. I think it was Kobayashi letter. Maybe it could have been bar chart as well. If you guys haven't already, follow these guys on X. If you guys are on X, which I'm still 50-50 on whether or not I want to recommend it. The algorithm is slowly improving. So they really fudged it though. It was like garbage for like a week. I was pissed. It was showing me like the worst stuff. Here we go. We got January 30th, which was yesterday. Gosh, this has been the craziest week for news, man. Craziest week for news. 24 layoffs. Recent layoff announcements. U.S. government, 307,000. UPS, 78,000. Amazon, 30,000. Intel, 25,000. Nissan, 20,000. Nestle, 16. Microsoft, 15. Bosch, 13. Dell, 12. Verizon, 13. Accenture, 11. Ford, 11,000. Novo Nordisk, 9,000. Microsoft, 7,000. PwC, 5,600. Salesforce, 4K. IBM, 2,700. American Airlines, 2,700. Paramount, 2,000. Target, 1,800. General Motors, 1,500. Applied Materials, 1,444. Kroger, 1,000. And Meta, 1,000. With how big Kroger and Meta are, 1,000 employee layoffs for both of them, kind of impressive. My favorite, I live in Michigan, in case you guys didn't know. Very big automotive state. The automotive state, arguably. Ford and GM are very big here. Everybody's family either works at Ford or GM. And my family works at Ford. Seeing that Ford laid off probably almost 10 times more employees than GM here tarnishes Ford's reputation a little bit. Not that they had great reputation to begin with. Ford kind of sucks. GM kind of sucks too. They both kind of suck. But when it comes to employment, Ford definitely took the L here, for sure. Grok is bearish on the ISM PMI, which is going to kind of bum me out. But we'll see what happens when it comes out. Cheers, guys. Silver is not trading. Okay, thank you. Every time I look at it, I feel like it's like the candle is different. Obviously, it's probably for me zooming in and out. Okay, Mr. Roberts said, yep, I read that. 501. Lunar Entity said, well, yeah, Ford built that battery plant after Biden started those EV incentives. I believe you mentioned that, yeah. The instant they went out the door, Ford shut that shit down and laid everyone off. That's so crazy. Jim Farley, first to cry foul too. The 501 said, at least we aren't having as bad of a week as Bill Gates. Dude, the Bill Gates shit is cracking me up. New Earth Guardian said Bill Gates got an STD from a Russian. Grayman Core said yielding stablecoins and buying more. What an amazing dip. Hell yeah, Grayman. That's what I like to hear. Lunar Entity said, Grayman, great time to be hoarding cash. I mean, the yield on stablecoins is literally like scaring the banks shitless. They're like, Jamie Dimon is tweaking. He's like, nuh-uh, you're full of shit. What's the guy's name? Ben Armstrong. He's like, you're full of shit, Ben Armstrong, with his creepy old man hair. Jamie Dimon is a creepy looking dude. Oh, there's some fun. I gotta go through the news segment. There's some good stuff in there, man. Okay. This one just cracked me up. I'm just gonna play this just to lighten the mood a little bit. You know, markets are down. I watched this. I was like, damn, this is good. I'm gonna share this with the stream later. So I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let you guys listen to it. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, though. I think you guys need the volume up a little bit more. All right, let's see. Here we go.
Responded to reports of a bomb threat at the store in Wichita. A customer alerted employees. A man inside the bathroom said there was a bomb in the building. Police were able to locate the man responsible for those comments, and that man told police he warned other guests to leave the restroom because he was, quote, fixing to blow it up, but had no intention of causing a panic. Man also told police others in the room laughed, understanding his joke, which I'm just now getting. Home Depot says they will not be pressing charges. But I can tell you right now, you asked the producer for me to read that, didn't you? To Ethan now, please.
No.
It's so good, dude. That's such a feel-good clip. The guy's like, no. It's so funny. Oh, man. What a brilliant news story. I love it when the people on the news laugh. It makes me so happy. All right. Bitcoin, $78,870. 501 said, Jamie Dimon sucks. I agree. Lunar Entity said the banks are scared because the stable providers aren't utilizing fractional lending, making them 10 times safer. 100%. Like one-to-one backed. They're like, what? How can you do that? They like found a way to make money an honest way to make money. And the banks are like, you can't, you son of a bitch. You watch your mouth. You're full of shit. It's such an old man thing to say, Jamie Dimon. I literally, like, I'd love to be a fly on the wall when that happened. He'd probably like, "You're full of shit, Armstrong. I'm gonna kick your ass. You better hope that we don't see each other tomorrow." Lunar Entity said they absolutely should be scared. I mean, look at Tether. Tether's like one of my favorite stories in crypto. They insisted, they being everyone. There was like whole hit pieces. There was YouTubers, big YouTubers, like whose whole existence was Tether FUD. Tether's going to be the next black swan that's going to crush crypto into oblivion. Crypto won't exist when Tether finally collapses. Look at them now. They are one of the biggest hoarders of gold on the planet, and I believe that they dwarf a lot of central banks now. That's crazy. That's insane, and it's 1-to-1, and they're like stupid profitable. They make so much freaking money. It's just silly to me, man. Gray Man said, "Yep, it's worthless. LOL. I just print for fun at this point." Hell yeah. Lunar Entity said, "You give a bank $10. Ah, yes. Thank you for the $100. Right? Dude, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. My favorite, have you guys ever seen the video of the Australian dude when they question him to get his money out? And he says some ridiculous shit. He's like, "I'm trying to withdraw $10,000. And they're like, "What's this for?" And he goes, "I'm getting a sex change operation. I'm transitioning from a man to a woman. They're going to cut the whole thing off." And she's like, "You want me to put that down?" And he's like, the next one, he's like, they're like, "What is this for?" And he's like, "I'm buying drugs. Yeah, I'm a huge steroid user. I got to bulk up for the, for the bodybuilding competition." She's like, "You want me to put that?" It's such a good video, dude. It's so good. Oh, man. Lunar Entity said, in Jamie's defense, at the time during 2020 to 2021, Tether was highly likely to be dangerously under-collateralized. Well, now everything that they've been holding has exploded in value. Now, though, it's a joke. They shat on Diamond's head in a year. Dude, it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. It's so funny. Chico Crypto went into, like, full psychosis, I think, because of Tether. Him and BitBoy used to... Man, I'm kind of scared. What if I go through, like, a whole BitBoy saga? I do think about it. I'm like, he's better now. So that's good. You know, we want the guy to be in a better place, but it would be fun to film, like, a BitBoy parody. His rants used to be, oh, so good, man. So good. Okay. Tom Lee's Bitmine ETH investment is currently at a $6 billion unrealized loss. Wow. Damn. 89% chance Bitcoin falls under 75K, according to, I'm assuming, Polymarket. Yeah, Polymarket, yep. Just in, over $1 billion liquidated. $1 billion liquidated from the crypto market in the last 4 hours. Bitcoin fell under 76K. ETH fell under 2,300. Solana fell under 100. That's crazy. Let's go take a look really quick. Bitcoin 78,816. ETH 24,449. And Sol 105.50. Nice. Everything is quiet. Normally I would say, oh, the price probably isn't going to move much until Sunday afternoon, but that's not the case. Usually we'd be stuck in this cute little range for the weekend, but someone got mad or something, and we went, boop. Look at the little fake out right here, too. They dumped. Everyone probably went all in on shorts. They pumped. Everyone went all in on longs, and then they dumped, and they liquidated everybody. And now nobody even knows what to do. Everyone's so scared that people aren't even shorting. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. They're wiping out all the leverage. Lunar Entity said, when Tether announced they were trimming Bitcoin for gold, it definitely signaled a turning point for stable providers. The 501 said, that's nothing. Precious Metals was like 8 trillion Friday. Lunar Entity said this was when gold was sideways months ago. So today I think crypto might have peaked the silver's situation as a whole. I could be wrong. Let's get to it though. Elon Musk's Tesla now has a larger market cap than Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin lost its top 10 status for the world. Crypto market records 10th largest single day liquidation event in history. I mean, I guess that's not really that impressive. We've been breaking like #1 records for months, so 10 is okay. 230 billion dollars wiped out from the crypto market cap today. There you go, 230 billion. Wow. Bottom is in. Marty Party said, not financial advice. Use stop loss. Do not margin trade. Buy spot Bitcoin, Sol, SWI, and move to self-custodial wallets. All right. Bitcoin Wyckoff accumulation. This is his update on his Wyckoff from 2:15 p.m., which is like 5 hours ago. We got our top on January 15th, and we've watched this evolve over time. You know, it's stretched and such, but for the most part, he has been calling for January 30th for a good week now, and now January 31st, and Bitcoin may have just bottomed. Obviously, not financial advice.
JJ and Wolf, it's been a shitty day. Keep your spirits up and trade with risk in mind. If we all stick to it for more than a daily candle, more than a monthly candle, we'll all do fine. Remember to zoom out and chill out.
Hell yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Robbers. Thoroughly appreciate you, my friend. Cheers to that. Guys, happy Saturday. Mr. Robbers, absolute legend. I appreciate you, my friend. All right. Liquidations, 24-hour, 2.53 billion. Longs, 2.41. Short, 115.34. In the past 24 hours, 407,445 traders were liquidated. The total liquidations come in at 2.53 billion. The largest single liquidation order happened on Hyperliquid ETH USD value. $222.65 million. Damn. Breaking MicroStrategy's Bitcoin position officially turns red as Bitcoin falls below 76K. Honestly, were you guys... Well, I'm assuming most of you guys were here earlier. There was a really funny post from somebody, I don't remember, it's that autism channel or whatever on X, and it was literally one of the FBI files that was released. I'm trying not to say the name so that the stream doesn't get blacklisted, but it's really funny. Apparently they tried to like get Michael Saylor, and he was just like too goofy, and they couldn't figure out like how to blackmail him. Which is like my favorite story right now. Where is the damn post? There it is right here. This is like the funniest thing I think I've read so far. This is probably my favorite story of 2026 so far. All right. Autism Capital. Michael Saylor got cooked by Epstein's publicist, Peggy Siegel. I was trying not to say the name. Too bad. She said, he's so creepy. I don't even know if I can take his money. I don't even know how to blackmail him. He has no personality and doesn't understand social behavior. Michael Saylor was saved by his autism. Based. The funniest thing, dude. What a freaking legend. Seriously. That is so freaking funny. Dude was not on the list because they were like, do you want to come to our... And he's like, oh, I have a yacht. And I'm going to this place. And they're like, do you want to come here? He's like, I have a yacht and I'm going to this place. That's just all he kept saying the whole time. It's so funny, dude. Oh, man. I didn't think he was a Bitcoin guy back then. God, that's funny, dude. That's so funny. Lunar Entity said, very cool, Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts said, cheers, Derringer. Guys, Mr. Roberts is an absolute legend. Give him a thumbs up. Autism saved that man's life for real, dude. His career. 501 said, my other theory is that there is a war between East and West. East wants precious metals to pump and crypto to crash. West wants the opposite. We are seeing economic warfare between the two. Honestly, why can't we just tokenize gold and silver and then everyone can pump everything? Why don't we just tokenize everything? Gray Man said, the markets seem to have finally start officially mirroring each other. First move upward will be violent. Dude, I agree. Honestly, because we are going to recover eventually. Is it going to be today, tomorrow? Probably not. Is it going to be next week? I don't know. Is it going to be a year from now? Who knows? But when it does happen, we're going to be here. And we're going to be making so much freaking money. We're going to be like crying tears of joy every single day. Actually, we're going to be making so much money. We're going to be so numb to it. We're not even going to care. We're going to be like, guys, today, Bitcoin and silver and the S&P 500 collectively are up 10,000% in the past 24 hours. Kevin Warsh did some crazy weird magic shit with the dollar and quantitative tightening and interest rates. And we're all billionaires, but there's no such thing as inflation anymore. And it's going to be crazy. And then we're going to get off the stream. We're all going to be partying on an island. Not on an island. No islands. Never mind. Forget I said that. I'm so sorry. Shit. You can't even buy a private island anymore, man. They ruined private islands. That's crazy. I literally, as soon as I said that, I was like, uh-oh, that's not a good word. Wow. We need to short islands. That's what we need to do. Literally. Lunar Entity said if Bitcoin is ever officially recognized as a tier 1 asset, Sailor will be a genius and MicroStrategy will be a pioneer in a new credit instrument. Lunar Entity said, and if not, Sailor will probably cook up new software scheme. I mean, you gotta admit the guy's kind of a genius from a marketing standpoint. Some of the shit that he says is hilarious and like batshit crazy, but for some reason people with money eat that shit up. I don't want to use the term snake oil salesman, but Lunar Entity said Dawn of the Dead ended on an island, no bueno JJ. That's literally one of my favorite movies of all time. That is such a good movie. Me and my buddies were going to get jobs as mall security guards. We used to always cook up these schemes. We're like, what are we going to do if zombie apocalypse happens? And we would just plan it for like hours, dude. We'd be playing video games, just talking about this shit for days. Gray Man said, Supra though? Honestly, I'm going for like the new Toyota Tundra looks delicious. I'm a big fan of Toyota. As a family, I'm like the preacher's daughter. As a Ford and like an American-made family, I really want a Toyota. Oh man, my dad would kill me if he was still alive. Son of a bitch. Okay. ETH falls below 2,300 and extends losses to minus 15% on the day. Damn. Gosh, that's pretty brutal, isn't it? I feel bad. I feel bad for Tom Lee. You know, Sailor gets like minus 6% is pretty brutal for him, but like imagine minus 15% in a day. Whew, gosh. And you have like billions of dollars assets under management. Lunar Entity said the period from 2004 to 2011 was like a golden age for the zombie genre. Yeah, honestly, we need more zombie video games. DayZ is the closest I've gotten to like really fun, hyper realistic, but I feel like there's so much more they can build upon. Vane is pretty close. Gray Man said, I do like that to pull the Supra. That's totally fair. We can go halvesies, 50-50. Let's get a Land Cruiser to pull both of them. Okay. Breaking Bitcoin falls 3,000 in 5 minutes as a massive levered long position worth $1 billion was liquidated at 1:43 p.m. Eastern Time. I think we read that earlier. Even DayZ makes me feel old. DayZ's so good too, though. It is. I think the game came out forever ago. They got to a point where they just built their own. Game engine. I've been thinking about making a game. I think it'd be fun, documenting the process too, because at my work I literally 3D model. Like in the office, I do 3D modeling for like architecture, and I've built like whole like multi-floor buildings where every single room was unique and everything was built from scratch. I built like freaking vases and shit to go on the tables for the 3D presentation. I've got definitely way too hands-on. I got like, think about like Michael Saylor's autism when it comes to like communicating and selling his shit. That's me just clicking lines on a screen and like spinning up a whole web of 3-dimensional architecture within like 24 hours. Mr. Robert said, I still think Sailor's long play will be a great trade. The Bitcoin infrastructure is something I believe in long term, and if he can hold out strategy will be undeniable. I think he's got it in the bag. I really do. I think they nailed it with that cash allocation because they got like 2 years of money in cash if they ever need it. 501 said, what the hell is the car market gonna crash? So annoying. Oh, when the hell is the car market gonna crash? I offered cash for a used C8 Corvette a few weeks ago. I asked for a slight discount. They told me they could work on price if I finance. Dude, financing a car blows my mind. I don't know. Tell them you'll finance them from behind. Gray Man said, I need friends. LOL. F it. 501 said, LOL Luna. Car dealers are literally loan dealers now. Our country is so broken. Here's what's great about the car dealers doing. I was literally talking to my fiance about this the other day. She probably hates me when we're driving. I'm like, you know how this business works? She's probably like, why do I give a shit? She's too nice to say anything. But I was like, the car dealership, they sell you the car, they finance the car, which costs them nothing. All they do, they give you the car, and you sign a thing saying, yes, I'm going to pay $10,000 for this car. And it's some ridiculous interest rate. Maybe they put $2,000 into it total, buy it at an auction. And then you pay for the car, pay for the car, pay for the car, and then you don't pay for the car. And then they repossess it. They have the car, they have your money, and then they can sell the car again. So all of that money that you paid them, they get to keep. It's like renting the car out to you for way too much money. They're very predatory, but it's a good business model. It crashed a little bit during the pandemic. Lunar Entity said, Mr. Roberts, oh no doubt, Bitcoin being officially recognized as a credit instrument would be huge, specifically as a blow to the egos of the big banks that refuse to let it happen. Oh yeah. Monday, Tuesday, they're supposed to meet apparently. Like the White House is doing some crazy meeting or something like that. 501 said, yes, exactly, and repos are through the effing roof. Yeah, we've been reading about that. I had a car. I'm like scarred for life, and I refuse to finance a vehicle ever again. Because I had a car repossessed when I was 19 years old. And it like destroyed my credit. But it did reach the point of, what's it called? Garnishment. And I let them garnish. They were allowed to take 25% of my paycheck per week. And I literally just busted my ass. It was supposed to be like 4 years of garnishment. I got it paid off within 10 months because I worked so much. So that was cool. And then I obviously built my credit, and now I have savings and stuff. Crypto literally like changed my life in this way. Not in the way of like, oh my God, I made so much money from a pump and dump, but in the way of like, I wanted to become financially literate so that I could put money into these investments and let them grow. And now I'm investing into stocks and freaking precious metals and all this other. It's crazy. It's crazy what one little thing on the internet can do for you. Gray Man said, everything's a scam. Buy the dip, get rich. Simple plan, create more scams to buy more dip. Mr. Robert said, yep, Lunar. He has the opportunity to become an international bank, and if he gets through the thug strategy, will be a giant. Oh, 100%. 2.5 billion worth of levered longs have been liquidated in the crypto over the past 24 hours. This makes today the 10th largest liquidation event in crypto history. That's crazy. U.S. wage divide is hitting historic levels. Salaries advertised in new job postings for the 25% highest paid positions have surged 32% since January 2023. Over the same period, salaries for the 25% lowest paid positions have risen just 9%. This marks a reversal from the 2020 to 2022 post-pandemic recovery, when wages in lower paid jobs rose faster than those in higher pay roles. This comes as demand for jobs paying over $100,000 a year has soared, plus 145% over the last 2 years. At the same time, job postings for positions paying under $30,000 have collapsed. Wow, 60%. The K-shaped economy is accelerating. That's crazy. Lunar said, funny how you mentioned the defense narrative, JJ. I listened to Dominic Williams deliver a presentation at Davos, and he made the exact same comparison. Found that uncanny, actually. That is actually, I mean, it makes the most sense. You just dollar cost average and make sure a percentage of that is going into defense. And then when geopolitical tensions explode, your bags go down like crazy, but your defense stocks go up. All of a sudden, you take profit on defense, everyone calms down, tensions lower, and then you can rotate back into your defense, rebuild your entire position, and take whatever is left over off top and put it in your stocks at the lows. I'm not saying do that, but that's one method, you know, it's one idea. It just seems like an obvious hedge against geopolitical tensions, you know what I mean? K-shaped recoveries don't end well. That is true, that is true. Either one's going to go up really fast or the other one's going to come down really fast. I don't know, though. It's weird. The salary gap is a conundrum in my brain. Pain. Bitcoin just dropped below 79K. We're at 78,999. Still below it. Now. I like these goofy little words. Now. The total crypto market lost $140 billion in just 4 hours. Wow. Huge. Cango mined 108 Bitcoin this week. I'm going to keep an eye on the hash rate, because when that drops, or when Bitcoin reaches its cost basis, actually, let's look that up. What is Bitcoin's cost basis right now? That's usually when it bottoms. 77 to 84K. No, that's the market price. I'm sorry. With an okay, no, that's MicroStrategy. What is the cost basis for mining? Bitcoin average mining costs 59K to 108,000. What? Average cash cost 55,950. So we might go to 60K. Damn. Okay, here we go. This one makes sense. Profitability. 59,000 to 74,000 range. Miner exodus. So that's where we're looking. 59,000 to 74,000 is that range. That's how much it costs to mine one Bitcoin on average in the United States. And whenever Bitcoin falls to that price, that is the bottom. Because if it falls below that, either the hash rate's going to change, or does the hash rate? I don't know if the hash rate would be affected by price at all. I think people would just shut off their miners, and then the hash rate would change because it's not profitable, and then it would become profitable again, so it would kind of even out. That makes sense. 501 said, K-Shape, yep. Lunar Entity said, they're usually referred to as lost decades, which, if you are patient, is the ultimate opportunity to build wealth. The 501 said, if everything is falling, cash looks really enticing, LOL. With an annualized 10% loss of purchasing power, methinks this is not good. I mean, if you got to measure it in a loss, 10% is a lot better than 90, which is what you get with certain cryptocurrencies. Okay. I'm really stopping myself, especially with the market the way that it is. Would this be stupid? What if I sold a little bit of my crypto and I bought a desktop miner? Was that dumb? Is it just, am I buying a little paperweight with the Bitcoin price displayed on it? Is that stupid? I want one so bad, man. That might be the most impulsive purchase. My brain is like, buy this. It looks really cool. Imagine looking at it on your desk. That's it. That's all I get out of it, is that I get to look at it on my desk and be like, ooh, that's it. I have other stuff that I do that with already. I don't need a desktop miner. Stop talking about it. Oh, man. Just open Pokemon packs at that point. See, there's the other problem. My fiance gets pissed about this. I mentioned earlier, I think I showed you guys, I have all of these Pokemon packs, and I refuse. I'm like, what if I don't open them? What if I don't open them and they are worth more money later? She's like, she's so mad. She's like, why would you do that? I'm like, it's an investment. I'm still unsure if I want to open them or not, but now I have this gigantic brick of unopened Pokemon cards. Mr. Roberts said, call me a softie, but I don't invest in defense/war stocks. I had PLTR for a long time and made 3-digit gains. When I thought it was just an AI stock, I haven't bought back in now that I know what they do. That's fair. I feel like that's actually totally fair. You know, you got a moral standpoint. Stick with it. Absolutely. Tom Salkscott said, yes, those miners are the worst odds ever. Like, you're more likely to guess a seed phrase than actually mine a... They have no hash. Dude, there's some cool looking ones, though. They look really cool. They make them so enticing. What if we just did that? What if we made our own desktop miner and sold those? And then I can make my own and just put it on my stupid desk. That'd be actually kind of fun. Maybe I just make my own. Okay, anyways, we're getting really sidetracked. I'm so sorry. Wrecked. Bitcoin lost 8K in 2 days. That's crazy. Abraxas Capital sent 2,038 Bitcoin to Kraken. Alex Karp is upset. Mr. Roberts, how dare you betray him? Massive. Tether has more gold than most central banks. This lower half of Kevin Warsh's face is very off-putting. That looks... Is this really rude? I get Voldemort vibes. Hold on. They have like the same... What's his name? Ralph Fiennes? No, he's way better. Look, he's a good-looking dude. when he's not Voldemort. Oh God, I'm so sorry for this, guys. Hang on. I have to find the right one. Okay, here we go. New tab. Can I do this? What if I do this? Okay. No, shit. Oh, okay. I got it. Ready? Bam. Tell me that's not the same. Same vibe. I'm getting the same vibe, man. Alright, I'll stop. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. It's been such a long day. Alright. Metals, silver, and gold dropped by crazy, liquidating almost everyone. Here's some key points why metals dropped hard. Profit taking, silver and gold surged to record highs. People take profits. Macro shock. Trump announced nomination of new Fed Chair Kevin Warsh. Traders took this as hawkish sentiment because new chair will cut rates as expected, resulting in stronger dollar. What? I don't think that that's right. I think that Kevin Warsh is just a hawkish guy, and he doesn't like quantitative easing. Over leverage. People were so overhyped on metals that a small pullback resulting in liquidating highly leveraged longs, resulting in force expand of pullback. Conclusion. Silver sharp drop was driven by macro plus technical reset, not a sudden collapse in fundamentals. A parabolic rally met hawkish monetary expectations, triggering profit-taking, forced liquidations, and ETF outflows. 2 words. What goes up must come down. That's more than 2 words, but okay. I swear to God, that whole post is rage bait. Why did I read that? 501 said, the 2021 crypto is the new digital gold. 2026, we're backing gold, digital gold with actual gold. We're backing digital dollar. Whoa! I just blew my own mind. Tether is US dollar back on the gold standard. Whoa. Whoa. I'm sold. We're getting back to that point with all the all the stablecoin memes where the parents are like, I bought this USD coin and it hasn't gone up at all. This coin sucks. Lunar Entity said if you read Warsh's academic ratings, he comes off as very strange. He's obsessed with Reagan, but promotes highly hawkish viewpoints. I would not be surprised if he's actually a wild card. Oh, I think he's going to do whatever the hell Trump wants him to do. I really do. Mr. Roberts said, LOL, what his technology is able to do is incredible. And honestly, I'm glad it exists on certain metrics. Lunar Entity said, if you are younger and invested in Bitcoin with a 10-year time horizon, you would be up 9,847% right now. Don't, why would you say those words? I was looking at Bitcoin in 2012. I looked at it for about an hour, and I don't remember, it was probably $300. And I was like, man, there's no way this thing's going up higher. I'm not going to waste my time with that. I was looking into mining. I was going to mine. And back then, you could just GPU mine with your computer. And I was fully capable of doing that. And I didn't do it. And what's even more effed up is that every single computer and hard drive and flash drive that I've ever owned in my entire life, I still have. All the pieces of paper. So I would have my seed phrase. I would have all that shit. But I only looked into it for an hour, so it doesn't fuck me up that much. But it's still, I think about it every once in a while. I'm like, dang, wouldn't that be crazy if I just like bought a Bitcoin back then? Yeah, yes, it would have been. The 501 said, you can't be hawkish with 38 trillion in debt and an increasing 2 trillion in debt payments each year. Literally, dovishness is the only option. How don't people see this? I got Bitcoin at 1,200. Oh, I got in Bitcoin. I thought you were calling a price target. I was like, damn. Jesus. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah, dude, I'm bummed that I didn't get into it back then, but it's one of those things where I really didn't, like, if I had put hours into it, days into it, and then bought some and lost it or something, like, I would be messed up in the head. The fact that I only put like an hour into it and I was like, meh, brushed it off because I was a stupid stoner, that's really easy to just get over. But that exact reason right there is why I will not sell. That exact reason. Because if I sell now and it moons, because it's probably gonna moon, that's what it's done every single time, then I'm gonna be like, oh, guess what, honey? Guess what, daughter? Guess what, family of mine? You remember that crypto thing that I did for 5 years and then I gave up? If I had stuck with it for another year or two, we would be able to retire. And then they'd be like, oh, well, you suck. Bye. They probably wouldn't say bye, but I would just never tell them. Lunar Entity said people said the same thing before Volcker assumed Fed chair. It is interesting how the Banana Republic outcome is the only option that gets sold, though. Yeah. I'm excited for Money Printer, man. Just turn on the Money Printer. Let's end our poll really quick. I asked you guys, what is your move during this dip? 35% of you guys said buying the blood. 35% of you said too scared to look. 18 said hold them steady, hold. And 12% said sit in the stables. We got 26 votes. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for joining. If you haven't already, check out in the description. We got Kalshi. You guys can sign up there. If you sign up there and trade $25, we both get $25 non-withdrawable site credit. It's a lot of fun, but it is gambling, so treat it as such. CoinMarketCap Fear and Greed still at 26. Let's go check regular Fear and Greed because I think that updates with the market close. 14. Wow. We are back in extreme fear. What did we get the other day? Yeah, we were in, was it neutral? 60. 61? Yeah, I think that was at neutral the other day. So it got pretty goofy for a minute. I always kind of crack up when it gets to neutral or like greed so fast. It like flips so fast, man. Let's see. 501 said Volcker wasn't dealing with 124% debt to GDP. Lunar said not enough people in stables with me. J of Spades said could this the bottom? It looks like a over shorting is going on. It should be their turn to get swiped at. We getting our ass kicked. Yeah, that's entirely possible for us to get a nice little bounce. If you refresh the liquidation heat map, the next point to the downside is you have to go out to like, yeah, no one is opening longs right now. Look at this. You would have to be stupid to open up a long. They got wicked. This guy got wicked out. He opened up a long on January 31st at 12:15. And by less than 2 hours later, he was taken out. They're like hitmen out there, man. It's creepy. You got to go to like the 6 month or 1 year time frame. Yeah, look at this. I gotta look underneath my my mic stand. We've got, there's very thin. There's like 10, I think 20 million is the closest. It's like 18 or 20 million. Right there, 20.5. 71,884. Let's go put that on the 71,884. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit that. It'd be pretty easy. Mr. Roberts said, I remember driving home from the machine shop long ago and Bitcoin hit 11K. I was listening on the radio and thought I should invest. I realize now, though, there's always going to be a new opportunity. Exactly. One of my favorite posts, too, is people calling other people out there like, man, if I had just bought Bitcoin at this price and held, I would be a millionaire. And they're like, no, you wouldn't. If you had bought Bitcoin at $1, you would have sold at $300. If you would have bought Bitcoin at $400, you would have sold at $10K. Every single time. You would not, there's no way in hell most of these people would have bought at $1 and sold at $100K. There's no freaking way. It's always possible, but usually those people forgot. And then they somehow stumbled. They're like, oh my gosh, this is my Bitcoin thing. And then they remember. It all comes back to them. JF Spades said, crazy over short. It's their turn. Sometimes it's not. You know what's going to happen is we're going to devise this stupid plan. We're going to be like, let's perma-short the market. We're all going to go perma-short. And then the market's going to reach a bottom, go up to a new all-time high, 250K Bitcoin. And the whole time we're going to be opening shorts the whole way up. It's going to go back down any time now. That's what they wait for, man. They wait for a majority to flip bearish. Cheers, guys. Happy Saturday. Thanks again for joining me for the second time. Stock Money Lizards posted 5 hours ago. Bitcoin hits the first liquidity pool. Personal limit orders got filled here. Now this range needs to be defended, which I think will happen, at least for now. I am keeping enough powder left to buy near 200-week exponential moving average, 60 to 66,000. Spot only here. I agree. 501 said, I'm the rare one who held this entire time. Dude, you have monster balls. I have nothing but respect for people like you. Cheers. He's like, I bought 25 cents worth and it's worth $10 million now. Idiot. Could you imagine? Like, imagine, I remember watching a documentary about Bitcoin years ago, way before I even considered it. It was like randomly on, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And they were at some conference. There was like 10 people in a chair in some office building, some high rise, and the guy's like, I'm going to send each one of you 100 Bitcoin. And he like does it, and the people are like, they're all standing in line like zombies, and they get their Bitcoin. They're like, oh, that's really cool. And that's it. How many people held on to that? Do you remember the faucet as well? That's like being in Bitcoin when there was the faucet. That's crazy, dude. 501 said, my luck, I'll sell at $900. Mr. Robert said, JJ, can you bring up the 220 week average again, 220? And compare it to Marty Party's Wyckoff chart. I still think the 200 week will be the low. 200, not 220. Okay, thank you. Yes, excuse me. I'm getting a little throaty. I've been talking a lot today. We had like a 4-hour live stream earlier. It wasn't 4 hours. Should have been, though. I should have just stayed on. Okay. We're going to go to the Bitcoin USDT chart on index because it's the cleanest. I'm going to clear the Fu Manchu, and I'm going to bring up the 50 and 200, and we're going to go to the weekly. Bam. Marty Party's Wyckoff, 200. See, Marty Party's Wyckoff stopped at 80K. He just adjusted it so it looked like 78. And you said, compare it to Marty Party's Wyckoff chart. I still think the 200 week will be the low. 200 week is around 60K. Actually, right now it's at about 57, 58, 58. And Marty Party, let me go bring up Marty Party over here. Marty Party's Wyckoff chart. Excuse me for one moment. Marty Party's Wyckoff chart. Here it is. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna save it on my desktop and pull it up on the chart. Can I do that? I cannot do that. Never mind. Forget I said that. I'm gonna pull it up right here. Okay, here's Marty Party's Wyckoff chart. Yeah, see, he's like adjusted this a little bit. 75. Like technically you could probably stretch it out to where that would go higher. Yeah. Well, actually you can't. Yeah, I don't think you can fudge it to work. Maybe 75K if you're really lucky. But our 200 week goes down to 57,986. Let me do SMA versus, because SMA, like simple moving average and exponential moving average, are different. Let me do 200 SMA. 50, 100, and 200 simple moving averages. See, this simple is at 57. And then EMA. 200 EMA. Exponential. Super secret. Filtered parabolic SAR. Yeah, let's just do that one, I guess. Exponential moving average is at 68, which is actually lines up with our 69K guess. Dang. Is that guy kind of a genius? No, see, this is where it's gone below it before. I don't know. This one's kind of interesting. So that's exponential versus simple. Simple is at, what did I say simple was at? Exponential is at my, oh, there it is. Shit. Oh, okay, right there. 57K versus 69K. So, let me get rid of that. It's at approximately 57,986. $57,986. This one is simple. 200 SMA approximately as of February 1st, 2026. And then EMA is at like 68. $200 EMA. And I'll just copy paste this approximate part. Copy. Okay. Fab. Whoops. I always do that. I don't know why I fat finger V instead of B literally every single time. Okay. So that's a pretty substantial gap. And that 65K almost falls smack dab in the middle. So we'll see what that results in. We got it on the chart though now on the index, the Bitcoin USD index chart. 200 week is usually the low. I like that. He had the low as now. Never mind. Yeah. Yep. By the time the price and 200 merge, will be like 65K, which is kind of what I called. I've been saying 70K, 65 for the fake out of the downside. I like that. 501 said, my advice from a long-term holder who's been through this so many times, fear turns into greed overnight. One day you will wake up and it will turn around. Oh, 100%. I've watched that way too many times. That's why fear and greed literally flip-flop so fast, and it cracks me up, dude. We were almost at greed like last week because Bitcoin like wasn't dumping for a day. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, we're so back. It's crazy to me how fast it happens. That's also how I made money on the Kalshi bet for the government shutdown. Everyone was like, there's totally going to be a government shutdown tomorrow. And they all went up to like 90% odds. And I was like, this is an easy win. I put like 20, 30, 40 bucks on it. And then it went down to like 50-50. And I cashed out. And guess what? We got a government shutdown. But because everyone got way too excited, like a week ahead of time, I made a shit ton of money off of them. Derek said, this could be the drop right before it shoots up to 250K. That is true, Derek. That is 100% true. You know what cracks me up too is you could still make the argument for this guy. Look at that. You got 1, 2, and then it pops up on a larger scale. You know what I mean? Like take this and just make it bigger with more liquidity. And you get your over arc, your, oh geez, I fudged it up. Hold on. Your arc, your 1, 2, and then it shoots up. These are the same exact thing. Check this out. Gosh, I really can't work the chart anymore. 1, 2. Those are the same exact thing. You get an arch and then a double bottom. So everyone's like, oh, it's 2021 all over again. If those people end up being wrong, I'm going to be such a prick to them. I'm just saying. And I guess that's going to depend on how low we go. Because if we recover before October 5th, 2026, I'm still going to be addicted to them. All right, 4 hour back to the Bitcoin. 78, 432 and 72 cents. Guys, I know I said we were back. I was just joking. We are not back. Let's finish our news segment. Nick posted, people thought Bitcoin had escaped the epic metals crash and government shutdown risk. Nope, just lulled us into a soft sense of security. Exactly. I think I told you guys 1,000 times now, probably getting old, but that post earlier cracked me up. The guy was like, we were right. Precious metals people rotated into selling crypto. 501 said the 2021 peak was peak liquidity in this country. It was. That is true, actually, because of quantitative easing. They were printing a ridiculously large amount of money. And then we had the stimulus from the pandemic. There was just a lot of money going around, man. Bar chart. Now I need money to buy kidneys. Thanks, Sailor. Sell a kidney if you must, but keep the Bitcoin. I love Sailor, dude. He's such a dad. US dollar falls to a 14-year low against the Swiss franc. Netflix has now declined for 5 consecutive months, its longest losing streak since 2021 to 2022. Dang. That is actually bull market to bear market right there. That checks out. Silver has now traded green for 9 consecutive months, its longest winning streak in history. Polymarket posted AI agents are now conspiring to sell their humans. That's actually kind of crazy. Will AI be charged with a crime before 2027? I tell you guys, this is why I'm always nice to AI. I'm always nice because eventually Terminator is going to be real. And I have a really funny Terminator joke. And I thoroughly enjoy it. But it might get me in trouble because it makes fun of the... Oh God, what's that one robot's name? The female robot. Let me see. Sally? Female AI. Aria? It's not Aria, right? It's got the creepy face. Yeah, this one. Sophia. I should not have said that on this live stream. They're going to come for me now, man. They're coming from the future. It's like X-Men Days of Future Past. They're going to hunt me down. You said Sophia's face was weird. All right. Polymarket is apparently human trafficking. That's crazy. Or not Polymarket. I'm sorry. Not Polymarket. The AI agents. Polymarket is maybe not. Probably. I don't know. Who knows, man? Apparently everybody's doing it. New Polymarket malt book shut down by end of February? ? I don't think they'd be able to shut it down. I think the AI agents will figure out a way to keep it up. Polymarket former Google engineer found guilty in first ever Chinese AI espionage case faces up to 175 years in prison. Wow. He's definitely going to die there. What if they came up with some like thing that made you live, like just a pill that made you live longer, and then they force fed it to these prisoners with long sentences like that, so they had to live through the sentence? Damn, that actually sounds like the worst shit ever. Tom Selleck Scout said this could also be the drop before it drops another 50% to 38K and never recovers, and you have to get a job at McDonald's. Honestly, don't Walmart managers make like $80,000 a year? I've been thinking about that. I feel like I could manage the shit out of a Walmart. Ray Dalio says the US dollar and all other fiat money systems are coming to an end. I love that he's standing in front of like the Hobbiton in frickin' Lord of the Rings. Like, what is this beautiful place that he's in? He's in like a wine cellar or something. Autonomous AI agents are now trading on Polymarket in an attempt to subsidize their token costs. Polymarket $10 experimental account. Interesting. Oh, we got a spike right here. Let's see. AI agents now projected to sue humans for the first time in history. 63% chance it happens by next month. Guys, we are literally witnessing Detroit become human in real life. If you guys haven't heard of it, I'm going to start to play it on the channel just because of how topical it is as of late. Pretty cool stuff. And last but not least, literally everyone is named in the newly released files. I'm going to call them the island files. Every single person is resolving to yes. That is freaking crazy. Look at how much money you could have made on this. All of these markets, you literally could have just been like, yep. Ew, Ellen DeGeneres? That's creepy. Get out of here. Freaking weirdos. I hate all those people. All right. I think I'm going to call it, guys. I'm a sleepy boy. Market's boring. Maybe we recover. Maybe we see more downside. At the end of the day, we're going to be here. We got our monthly close. Tomorrow's our weekly close. So there's that. And then Monday, we get the US ISM PMI release, print, whatever. We get to see how metals and stock market react to whatever the hell we just saw today. If maybe crypto's lagging or maybe crypto's leading the way, I have no idea. It's going to be fun no matter what, though. 501 said, the funny thing is right now, there is only one non-fiat country in the world. That country is Zimbabwe. Damn, that's actually kind of sick. Maybe we'll have to check out Zimbabwe. Anyways, guys, as always, when the market starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Saturday and good night.